Well, me and Joey had a great weekend this weekend. We both ended up killing most wanted list bucks. On the morning of Friday, October 5th, I ended up taking a deer we call Spot, and I was tickled to death to take this deer. He was my #1 most wanted list buck, just because of the history that I have with him. In '08, I had tons of encounters with him. I actually videoed him one time right in front of the stand that I ended up killing him out of. And in '09, I actually passed him with my bow several times. He was within 10 yards. And the reason we call him Spot is because in '08 and '09, he had a white spot between his shoulder blades, and ended up being a scar, and he grew a little bit of black hair over it this year. But I was tickled to death to take him. I ended up finding his shed here in '09. And you know, he's not going to score a whole lot, but you know, to know that he's a mature 4.5-year-old deer, any deer that is of that age that I take, I'm just as proud of him as any other deer. So we're going to cut to that video right now, so check it out. Hope you enjoy. He's a 4.5-year-old deer. He's not going to score much. But that was probably my #1 deer. I feel like I made a good shot. When I go back and look at the video, he just came out here all by himself. I gotta hope I made a good shot. I mean, I was on him. Right on the shoulder. So, yes. What we're after. Congratulations. Man, his tail was done. Yeah, right there. 20 yards in the edge of the
Old Spot.
tell you something, I've been after this deer. He ain't gonna score much, but boy, I wanted him. I videoed this deer in '08 as a 2.5-year-old. In '09, I passed him up with my bow. He was a decent deer last year. He's always been just a 7-pointer. But this year he's an 8-pointer. He's actually got a little sticker right here that I didn't know about. So we call him Spot. He used to have a spot right here on his back, and you can see the scar. Come here, Dad. That's where that spot was. Scar right there, and he's got a double throat patch right there. So that's how we know it's him. And boy, I'm glad to get him.
He broke off that G3.
He broke off his G3 right here early in the season. But I mean, he's got good mass. 4.5-year-old deer, that's what we're after. And there's bigger deer down here, but I mean, I was talking to Joe the other day, and I told him this was probably my #1 buck, just because of the history I have with him. And I'm so glad to get him. Hey, boy, he's skinny. He's been running.
He's skinny.
But glad to get him. Couldn't be happier. Stick with us, and we'll have another big one on the ground here at Combat and Wild.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, when we walked up to this deer, we noticed he was extremely skinny right there. And we thought it was because he had been running does hard and stuff. But check this out. His jaw is broken. His bottom jaw is broken. And you know, I've heard of deer doing that when they piled up and died, but for him to be that skinny, and I'm gonna try to, if it doesn't stink too bad, I'm gonna try to cut his gut open and see if he has anything in it. I mean, if that jaw was broken before I shot him, this deer probably wouldn't have lived another month. You know, so that makes it even better. We kept him from suffering if that was the case. And, I mean, I feel bones just rattling around in here when I do that. So, but like I said, I'm proud of him. Just as proud as I would be if I'd have killed a 150-inch deer. So stick with us. We'll get Joey a big one.
Well, me and Corey finally did it this weekend. He took his buck Spot on November the 5th, Friday, and I took Buzz the very next day, November the 6th, Saturday morning. Buzz was the #1 deer I was after this year, simply because he was the biggest deer we had on camera consistently, and he was just a massive 8-pointer. I like my massive 8-pointers. But Corey videoed this deer in early July out of the box stand in Velvet. Him and 2 other deer, Cutie and the Spot, the deer he took. We had 3 more encounters with Buzz early bow season. They came out into the field, the bachelor group of bucks. Only one time did they come out with enough video light, and I was videoing, Corey was in front of the camera, and I forgot to mash the record button. But in the heat of the moment, I got excited seeing them 3 big deer out there and had them in the viewfinder, just didn't mash the record button. So we didn't see him anymore out of the stand the rest of the season. We had plenty of trail camera pictures of him leading up to the kill, and the last set of pictures we had of him was the furthest we've had him on camera, which was way down next to the river. And tell you a little bit about the hunt leading up. We got to the stand, just climbed up in the stand, breaking daylight. When we looked out to the field, there was a big body deer out there. Could tell it was a big buck, and I immediately put my scope on him, didn't even have a bullet in my gun, and could tell it was a good deer. Corey was looking at him through the binoculars. He came across the field. I whistled and stopped him, and immediately after I came together and realized that was Buzz, no doubt in my mind. Big frame 8 with no tail. He has a little bitty dub as a tail. The deer stopped, and I asked Corey what should I do, and he told me do whatever I wanted to do. So he turned and went up the field and turned back broadside, and I took the shot as he was walking off the field. Was not comfortable with my shot, as you can tell on video, but I thought I hit him a little far back. Ended up I made a great shot on the deer. He only went about 40 yards in the field and piled up. Watched the show, and you can see how excited I was to take this big, massive 8-footer. We're sitting up here in the box stand this morning. Just got good enough camera light. We got up in the stand this morning, it was breaking day. Looked out in the field. before we even took our book bags off. There was a big deer standing out there, about 180 yards away, on the edge of the sorghum. Automatically knew it was a good buck. Put the scope on him. Corey looked at him through the binoculars and we was pretty sure it was Buzz. He just came right across the field, got about 150 yards away. Turned and walked up the edge of the field and I squeezed off, and I know I hit him. I think he was walking when I shot, so I think I hit him a little far back. Well, we just got out. I wasn't sure about the shot, but we got good red blood, long. So, I think we're gonna do a little bit of tracking. See what we find at the end of the blood trail. Let's see. Buzz, right there. You know where I shot him?
Right in the shoulder.
I mean, perfect shot. Heart.
Big old mature deer.
Oh, me.
What you think, Joe?
I love him. Couldn't be happy. Corey shot spot yesterday. I got Buzz this morning. Man, what a deer. We actually saw this deer first week of bow season. I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. They came out to the field, him and Cutie. Only one time they came out in good video light, and I didn't mash the record button. Corey was shooting. They always stayed about 100 yards away. This is the only other time we've seen him out of the stand. Plenty of trail camera pictures of this deer. Actually, the last one we got was the furthest away we've had him. Was way down by the river, which is a good ways from here. Man. What do you think, Corey?
What I think about what?
What do you think about it?
I think I should have killed him.
You do?
What do we do?
We got him big. that one's for Ingrid.
That's a big old deer.
Big kill. Ended up being a boar hog. Then Tyler keeps on calling us. We're trying to hunt. Wondering what the heck's going on. And he killed high and tight. Supposedly. Or maybe kidding with us.
Just wanting to come take pictures of the hog.
I don't know.
Joey, hey Joey,
What?
why don't you ever take it off night mode when you get done?
You call.
Because you look like you like in slow motion right here.